Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ask the Acolytes. Today we have our host, of course, myself, Josh Rosario, a.k.a. Drax.
And Roy Halo, a.k.a. Heiko.
Awesome, awesome. And for our guest today, we have a special guest, one of our own cast members.
Yeah.
Spencer Selover, a.k.a. Gadu.
Gadu.
Yeah, so first off, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be part of this awesome show.
Yes,
thanks,
very
man.
true, very
Yeah,
true, very true.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd when we talk about every few days or so. Yeah, what's going on now?
Right.
It's just so much that goes behind
So much to
the
start.
scene.
Yeah, so much to get started. This whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So as part of the Ask the Acolyte, yes, both me and Josh are newer, you would say.
Yeah, true that. I
newer
mean,
to the game.
newer, we're more like brand new newborn babies on
Yeah,
this, okay?
absolutely. Yeah, just throw them in the frying pan. It's
Here you go, you're going down.
trial by fire. So it's been interesting, and I think getting to share our experiences and getting to share it with people who are much more experienced is a cool
very
thing to
well
kinda,
versed.
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool thing to do, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, we got a whole collection because we got people who've been playing since the 80s, and we got people who are brand new to it. So we got everything in between.
everything in between.
It's such a cool group.
It's pretty amazing. I think for myself, it's always been kind of something, being a nerd. Yes.
I mean, aren't we all?
Yes. It's always been something man, I really want to get into that, but I was mine just not. I need to get more friends that are into tabletop. What's going on?
No, I feel that. Yeah, in high school, I had friends to play with, and then as soon as I moved away for college, I knew no one that played D&D, so I just stopped. Since basically a couple of years ago. Yeah.
So I mean, if there's somebody who is new or somebody who is interested in playing, hasn't played, where's a good place to find a community?
Community for it?
Yeah.
I mean, really, they're everywhere now, especially people nerds who play D&D. I mean, D&D is getting huge lately.
Right.
I mean, we're getting a movie in the next few months.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a high point. There's card shops and stuff like that. I think in every town, that's a great place to meet people. Usually they have local meetups where they do they'll do little mini paintings.
Yeah.
Or they'll have little games and stuff Magic the Gathering. Anywhere where they're playing Magic the Gathering, they're probably playing D&D as well. And then they have a huge community on virtual tabletops now and stuff too.
Yeah.
So even Foundry and Roll20 and stuff, you can find there's forums there, and you can find people to play with on there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, nowadays you can probably just go on Reddit and find people. Hey, what's going on?
Literally everywhere. Yeah, exactly.
True that.
Very, very cool, man. Yeah. I wonder if there's any a Facebook group. I'm sure there's a Facebook group.
I'm sure there's tons
there's
of them.
more
Bunch of them.
probably thousands. You never know. You really never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, there's one question I want to pose to the table right now. So for all three of us, your first time playing, when was it and how was it for you?
Okay,
starting with who?
Starting with our guest, of
course.
course.
Guest goes
Guest
first. I love it.
Yes.
My first time playing, I remember it pretty well. I was, how old was I? Maybe 14, 15 probably when I started.
Okay.
We went to my friend's house, and one of my friends was really into it, and I wasn't really. I was D&D, isn't that I was a nerd at the time too, but I was isn't that for nerds?
Yeah, I was the same way. Right? I was the same way growing up.
Yeah, I'm role playing and stuff like that in front of people. I was also super introverted, especially when I was younger. Not so much anymore, but I was super shy, and so acting to pretend to be another person in front of other people was horrifying for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went over to my friend's house, and it was a homebrew type group, and it was mostly Monty Python type silly stuff, you know.
Oh, I love.
So a boss would be a polar bear with a little spinny hat, little rainbow spinny hat kind of thing that was possessing him or something. We had to get rid of the spinny hat or whatever. And yeah, that was our homebrew stuff. Yeah,
that is just great.
Yeah, and I think my friend played a cleric, and his whole mission, the whole game wasn't battle or anything like that. It was try to convert every single person that he met to his religion, his own made up religion, basically. So it was a
Wait
very
a minute.
fun
So
group.
what was the first? What is the first character you played?
First character I played was kind of just a mindless barbarian, just who wanted to rage all the time and just. It wasn't a murder hobo. I was pretty respectful of other people and everything, but as soon as someone would tilt me, I would rage and just start smashing.
Is that one? I mean, it seems like playing a fighter is probably the easiest character to start with.
Yeah, I would say something like a fighter is pretty easy. They're pretty straightforward, you know. Most martial characters are a lot easier, especially if you don't have spells to kind of worry about.
Right.
If you start getting the spells, or especially get into like sorcerers and wizards, then it starts getting really complex.
I mean,
you gotta manage your slots, and you gotta write down your spells in your books and all that kind of stuff too, and just it gets pretty crazy.
That's kind of crazy because we're sitting here as we're going through the story, and it's so hard to. I mean, you know, you don't want to meta game,
right?
Meta, right. I mean, and you're in your character, but at the same time, you know, the outer perspective of it is like, oh my god, I got to write some notes down apparently, and write down my gear. And
if you don't write it down, you don't keep it too. So it's
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you got a potion last time. Where's your show? You show me. Where'd you get it? I'm like, I don't have it written down. Well, I guess you don't have it then. you gotta keep track.
It's like, hey, I had like 300-400 gold before we were supposed to start. You know,
you gotta be able to show it on paper.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I lost my paper. Yeah, you lost your gold. That's
man,
it. It's gone.
And as soon as I like leveled up, I realized, okay, not only am I leveling up, I gotta actually put in my inventory and stuff like that. I'm like,
it's nice doing it online.
Shout out to Hero Labs.
Right, Hero Labs or like D&D Beyond and stuff like that. Those are all great tools to use for that kind of stuff. Tracking.
I'm sitting here like, oh my god.
Without that, I'd be lost. Like I'd have to literally. I'd have like stacks of paperwork probably for all my characters.
Oh my god, no! You would actually have like one of those thick like encyclopedias.
Oh yeah,
you know those ones you get in school and whatnot. That like that's what it almost sounds like in a sense. You know,
long.
A star date 450.
Yeah, we would have to write everything. We didn't have like the software back in the day when we were playing, so everything was written down. It was all reading books, looking up spells, writing them down, and
But you're so into the game, and things just come in and out. And then it's like, oh my god, what did I miss something? Did this happen? And, you know what I mean? Because you're sitting there, I'm like, I gotta sit here and take notes while I'm doing this.
It's literally like you just write down like a name. You're like, this person, bad. Underline bad. Okay, good. That's it for that.
Because you kind of have to keep it rolling because like you never know how fast those details.
And then you come back to it afterwards, I guess, and just okay, let me organize my notes.
Yes,
but it is nice though because it does like when it's not so because I've been playing virtual tabletop now for a while with my group because I DM for my own group on virtual.
Right.
And being on virtual, it feels so much like a video game that it's almost like disconnecting really like the experience. And I think one of the coolest things about D&D is the fact that you sit there in person with everyone and you are acting this out, and it feels like you're there, right? So it's the imagination, the power of imagination.
Right.
But when you throw this on the computer and you have like these graphics playing and everything's kind of recorded for you and everything, it kind of takes away from a lot of that.
Yeah, I think that would be. I could see that being a little more difficult. I mean, nowadays, like with the way how mobile gaming and all that stuff, it's like it's hard to sit down and like. Yeah, immerse yourself.
It's like doing math and homework, like really while you're playing too.
You're doing 4 different things while you're like.
But it is so worth it though, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's what's nice is getting to sit on the table with everyone. The door's closed. This is it's D&D time. We're playing. We're having a good time.
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's like it's time to like put away your phone.
Right.
It's almost like when you go to a movie theater these days.
Exactly.
It's like that's exactly how you kind of have to treat going into this game.
It's an escape.
It's an escape from reality. Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Absolutely. And it's also very creative. It's like it kind of fills your creative juices.
Yeah, and socially as well too, because it's hard to even connect with people socially, like in person nowadays. Like it's sitting at the table with people in person is just such a great experience that everyone's lacking. I feel like, especially since the 2020 when everyone's kind of secluded and quarantine and all that, and everything, things really haven't opened up for a lot of people socially still. So.
Yeah. Okay, I know we were supposed to talk about. We're going to finish your question, but
yes.
You're starting out, and were you nervous your first time? I mean, like...
Oh, yeah. I was nervous, but luckily, I found that every single person I play with in the community, at least as far as my experiences go, have been great experiences.
Right.
People are always, like, so welcoming.
Right.
They really are helpful. They want to help you. They want to let you, let you kind of create your own character, but also, like, have fun with it. And they're not trying to judge you the whole time.
Right.
It's not like that kind of experience.
Right.
So I was very nervous going into it. I was, and especially, like I said, being an introvert like that, I was scared of like playing this character, and that's why I kind of play like a silent, kind of like brutish type character because I didn't want to talk a lot. But I ended up opening up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I feel like I picked up. Heiko is a little more introverted in some ways. He's very solemn. He's very just kind of keeps himself. Meditative character, and I don't know. I guess I didn't want to throw myself in with a bard or something like that and be like, oh, okay, I'm expected to be very charismatic and charming the whole time, and I'm just like, I just want to make sure I just get the the all the points across. Let me get to A, B, C, D, and focus on everything.
That's also
it's learning to walk and chew gum at the same time. You know?
It's an easy trap to fall into, though, is like as far as like trying to create a character that doesn't have a lot of personality, because you don't want to like as far as my barbarian is what I'm talking about, not Heiko, of course, he has personality.
Yeah.
But it's talking about like you're trying to play this character because like you don't want to express yourself.
Yeah.
It's a very slippery slope, because then you start creating a character that's like a blank slate, and then no one knows how to like interact with that person.
Right.
Because a lot of it is social interactions within the game of the DM interacting with you via NPCs.
Totally.
Or with the other characters interacting with them. So like it's really important to kind of create that personality for that character.
And then you're just trying to find your way through that character without having.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm a character that's a hermit, how am I going to do that?
Right. Exactly.
Unless I'm going to be like, which we had experience with that Minotaur.
Right.
That was
that Minotaur. That was ridiculous.
That was amazing.
That was so funny. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
That could have went so many different ways, and it could have gone so much worse.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, think about it this way. Imagine if he didn't turn into a flower. He just tumbled down the stairs, got knocked unconscious.
But that was with the that wasn't with the Minotaur. That was the other one.
No,
that was the,
that was the Goliath.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah, that is the Goliath.
Now you're talking about Tiny. I'm talking about the Minotaur, the blacksmith, who was like, what do you want? Yeah, I'm like, that was so cool.
Out of fear.
I can't imagine trying to do something like that online.
Online? Yeah, it's hard.
That was
you
right
can't,
there.
Because you don't have a lot of it's also like the body, right? The body posture and
absolutely.
all that kind of, and like because what they say that, it's your physical body and express, like, all that is way more important than actually, your tone of voice and everything to carry the message across. So you lose all that.
Yeah.
Body posture and all that.
So nervous. And nervous, just because you're introverted. I mean, but what about like the rules and all that? Like, was it?
Well, I came in on 3E, which was I think a little bit more intimidating than 5. I think 5 is so much more inviting,
right, for
most players, and they do have these tools online. They can just kind of help you build these characters, and you kind of just fill in the slots, which is so great.
I heard 3 was kind of like
3 is a lot more like a numbers game than 5. I feel like, and then 4 was just like a lot of people didn't like 4 because they kind of shifted direction there. But it's kind of like apples and oranges. Some people loved it, some people didn't.
Okay.
But 5E I think is probably the most inviting out of all the ones they've had.
Right.
And there's still numbers, number crunching. You're rolling dice, you're adding things up, you're going against their defenses, whatever else. But I think it's right now is one of the easiest times to get into D&D for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like a lot of people kind of want to jump in and do it, and there's so many places to go with it. I mean, when I heard about it, it was like either friends doing like a Western kind of thing or a Roman kind of thing, or then they had the basic D&D kind of thing, right? Yeah. But now it's like you have the cyberpunk, you have so many
different versions, and also
looking stuff.
Like the one I play, for instance, is actually a homebrew. Like all the deities and everything are things that I've written for my own campaign. So I'm not using things. I'm using still the base structure of D&D, and items and whatnot, and character classes and all that. But my whole world is built around like a homebrew, which is great because you can just build your own world around it, which is awesome.
That's pretty.
That's
amazing,
true.
Dude. I mean, the things that like just the things that like Royce is thinking about and bringing in, and even getting the opportunity to talk to you. Like I was like, it'd be really cool. I want to do herbalism, but I'm not trying to be an alchemist or anything like that. Yeah. I just want to do something, monkish. You know what I mean? Monkish. Something thematic to my character. So just sitting down and trying to build salves and things like that. It's just kind of a neat.
The imagination is
idea.
like the limit, right? Like anything you can think of, you can do, which is awesome in this kind of game as well.
Yeah.
Like they have the Brewmaster kit, and I'm like, I'm gonna start using this to like get people like have like get a charisma bonus or something like that, right? Or like you can do anything you can think of in the game, really, which is awesome.
It's really up to imagination and improvisation.
Like herbalism kit, you want to make smelling salts or whatever herbalism. I'm sure like you could work something out or whatever, right? And do something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, just a little bit of like. Pointing towards a possible future. We're kind of like little foreshadowing.
A little bit.
Possibility. We'll see.
Okay, so now I want to point it to a question about the game. How are we feeling about Lord Thamor right now?
Thamor, he's kind of...
Because honestly...
He kind of brought us into this world, and he's like, hey, this world needs your help. You guys are great. And he's like so powerful. And yet he is... And yet he's just like... telling us we're the chosen ones, and then just like sending us off on this thing. Like I get some shady vibes from it.
Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm feeling very skeptical about him. Like literally bringing in people that we knew and knowing about me already. You know, and it's like, huh? Like how is this possible? You
Well,
know?
I mean, I think it was hard to kind of trust him at first because you're like, wait a minute.
Of course.
Are we being tricked? I mean, like, would I be would I be trusting this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wait, what's up with that symbol on the belt?
In all these sort of
What's
games,
happening?
it's hard to trust someone who's like good in these types
Right.
of games because like, why do you want to help me? I don't know you.
Yeah.
That's such like a red flag in most of these kind of games. But sometimes people are just nice.
Yeah, but the big thing is, I was like, okay, wait a minute, okay, look, and that's hard not to metagame, but we're like, okay, we're level 1.
Yeah, we can't do anything in this situation. We're along for the ride.
He ain't gonna kill us like right here, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's gotta be some,
because here.
So I mean, okay, so this was basically our quest giver. You know what I mean? This was the guy. This was the old man. You know, let's beware. You know what I mean? You know, that's our guy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let me throw out a theory here.
Our first guy throwing us that sword, or a little bit of cash, and we're like,
like, what if all those people were just illusions? Really good illusions that we believe to be true.
oh, so you think we're still in the dream?
No, I feel like he gave us illusions to do whatever
So he
we were
built
going to
his
do
own
for
world.
him. Yeah.
Because I mean, he did pull us out of this world
Exactly.
into another world.
You think he's in
And
charge
we
of all
started
this
in a
Atlantia
dream.
shenanigans of ripping
I feel
planes
like
of existence?
So
he
you
could
think-
possibly be the origin to this whole
So
world.
you
right now.
think he could
Possibly.
be our big baddie?
Ooh,
Maybe.
could.
Maybe. Hey, possible theory though. Possible theory.
That's possible.
throwing it out there. All the conspiracies
okay.
are starting.
Well, anyway, we do got to wrap it up soon.
Cool.
Oh, we
But-
do.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
We got stuff to do.
Times fly.
We got
guys,
stuff to
you
do.
know
We got a
what I mean?
show.
That's very
We
true.
got another show.
Yeah, that's very true. That's
But if
very
you can
true.
leave us with any advice to any newbies, advice to the acolytes.
Yes, please.
Advice would be, for one, just don't be scared. Like don't be scared to go out there and like meet new people and play with a group of people you never met before. Like this community is great. It's inviting. It's a great way to socialize once again. It's not intimidating. Don't be intimidated by like the numbers. Don't be afraid to role play as well. That's a huge part of D&D. Creating the character and actually embodying the personality.
Right.
It's if you really embody the character, you'll have so much more fun.
Yeah. No,
That's
totally.
probably the biggest piece of advice.
I think
would
the
say.
moments that we're kind of really when we're connecting in a RP moment, that's the moments like we're really kind of having fun and it's starting to get kind of more fleshed out. I think in the beginning I was very kind of like, okay, what am I saying? Is this okay? What I'm saying?
Yeah,
and don't be scared to make
I'm
mistakes.
Still feeling
That's
that same way.
the biggest thing I always tell when my players that I'm playing with, because a lot of them are new, is don't be afraid to do something and have it be wrong. Like if you mess up or if you
exactly.
die or whatever, it's fine.
Okay.
The world will still.
That's how you learn.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for
thank you.
having me.
No,
Absolutely,
thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being such a
Hey, man.
great co-host.
Hey,
You know.
Thank you to all of you.
Yeah, we're just saying thank you to everyone.
Thank you for being thankful.
So,
Thank you.
so everyone, please come back and watch the next episode. And also next time we're going to be taking on questions from you guys. See
please.
what possible questions you might have for us, or maybe about the game, maybe about it itself.
I think we'll go ahead and leave in the meta tag. We'll leave a little email or something that you guys can send your questions. And yeah, we'll see who we'll have next.
Exactly. So thank you for joining us again. I am Josh Rosario.
I'm Roy Halo.
I'm Spencer Selover, guest.
Yes. Thank you again,
All right,
and
guys.
have a good one, you guys. Be tuning into the episode though coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
7 p.m. Yeah, we're
7
starting.
p.m.,
We're starting
guys.
soon. We're starting soon.
Oh yeah. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care.
Good.
Okay, cool. Let's cut the